Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. As always, we'll be taking a look at the charts. But first and foremost, we'll take a look at the US election countdown calendar. We'll also take a look at what's going on in geopolitics, what's going on with Iran and Israel as well, because we do expect some sort of airstrike to come in before the US elections on the 5th of November. So there's a lot hotting up at the moment. So this is the countdown at the moment. So we're looking at 3 days, 10 hours. So it's literally so close now. We're literally 3 days away, plus those 10 hours until we do have the US election announcement. So there we have it. In other news, now this is Crypto Bubbles. This is just on the daily tab. You can see Hex and Ray are the two biggest gainers there. IMX probably the biggest sort of loser of the day. Let's just go to the weekly tab over here. So again, we've got Hex up, Popcat, Dogecoin as well. Dogecoin's a very, very early mover in this particular bull cycle, which is great news for Doge holders. SPX, again, these are just the top 100 coins as well. We can flick over to the top 100 to 200, for example. They're probably, oh, look at this here, 4 to 500. Look at, wow, look at that, 46,000. Woo! That's, look at that, rank 406, $84 million market cap. I'm going to have to check that out because any sort of meme coins that do actually run over, say, like 15, 20 mil, I believe the sort of legit projects with like, you know, decent, obviously they've got decent investors, decent backers as well, similar to like Pepe back in the day. And what's that other crypto coin as well in the top 100? One of the, I think it was like sort of dog coin. They got Mew. Let's just have a look. You got your other cryptos like Bonk, and you got Mog. This is the one that I was looking for. This guy here, Dog with Hat. What the hell is that about? It's got a 2.4 billion market cap, like 333 million dollars worth of value going through. So that is just absolutely remarkable. But yeah, guys, we're literally 3 days away. So yeah, it's all coming to fruition now. So this is the truetosize.com website. So this is like an interactive sort of map. I'm going to cover this just quickly because you can see the update here. So there's an actual operation name for this particular sort of plan they've got in place. So update, Operation True Promise 3 is coming. That's why True Promise 3, like World War 3, like, you know, what's the rationale behind that name? So we will respond to Israel in an unimaginable way. General Hussein Salami, Supreme Commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. So I expect this. It has been reported before the 5th of November, so that will probably tank the markets to some degree if, you know, what is true is what they're saying, basically. So you got Iran here, obviously they're nuclear armed, and then you've got Israel over here, which is obviously bordering the sort of Mediterranean Sea. And just for the fun of it as well, just whilst I was on this chart, just having a look at how big Africa actually is, because you fit in the United States of America in there. You've also got China, and you've also got India, all fitting into Africa. So yeah, interactive map there, guys. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you can have a flick around on there. Again, that's the truesize.com. Pretty cool. Over on the charts, let's take a look actually on the sort of watch list over on CoinMarketCap. So these are the ones that I am particularly interested in. Just because they're on the shortlist doesn't necessarily mean that I hold that particular crypto asset. So you can see Dogecoin up, Stronghold in the green on the weekly, Bitcoin as well leading the sort of, you know, crypto dominance, and you know it's up on the weekly. So yeah, let's have a look at the charts as well. Somebody did want me to cover QNT, Quant. So Quant is looking really well. This is on the weekly time frame now, so you can see how this is marked out. The bottom trend line isn't as important to me because, in my opinion, we have sort of broke out of this upper trend line here. You can see how this is being respected beautifully. From the top here, you can see, you know, we do go a little bit higher with the wicks, but ultimately capture that all-time high back in the 21 cycle. Again, we're closing there or thereabouts on the trend line, and then you can see this sort of grind underneath. We get the pop to the upside, and again, we're grinding down that trend line. So there's a highly respectable sort of, you know, TA coming into place here. So I do expect around US elections, and certainly up until the 24th of November. Like I say, with many other altcoins, I do expect QNT to get going. So it's literally, I think, worst case scenario, we're literally 3 weeks away from making some serious gains, and then I do expect probably a little bit of a correction into December before altcoins really do get going, and XRP will probably lead the altcoin market as well, because we are looking at around week commencing the sort of first week of January, if you will, guys. So QNT looking really well. So another crypto coin someone asked me to do was XVJ. So what I'm going to do is just quickly filter through the symbols, because it'll be a lot easier to locate the cryptos. So again, everything is playing out in this sort of symmetrical triangle pattern. Now you can see these sort of spikes, wicks, whatever you want to call them. Again, exactly similar. Most coins are doing a similar sort of structure, but in my opinion, again, referring back to XRP has got the biggest symmetrical triangle, which will probably mean that it'll probably see the most gains. However, having said that, it has got a very large market cap. I do believe with 20 plus billion. I think about 24, 25 billion. So don't quote me on that. But with some of these smaller coins like XVJ, they got very low market cap, so there's a lot of room for maneuver, if you will. So if we was just to say, let's do a Fibonacci actually on top of here. So Fibs here from the all-time high here down to like the low. So I would say this is a low there. So I want that bottom horizontal line closing there. So that's about right. So XVJ can run up massively. So you can see the potential here. We're currently trading at the tip of the iceberg, okay, around here. So what I'll do is I'll just do a quick measurement from the sort of price action where we're currently playing out here. So you can see here, even up to this sort of first sort of fib target here, we're looking at about 55x. Excuse me. And then obviously, we're looking at running up here. So these are some massive targets here. Again, on the lines with marker though, this isn't appearing on there. So I believe, most you're going to get out of any sort of cryptocurrency when it's, I like to say this is well established, because I have heard of the project. My actual previous manager was in XVJ, which is why I didn't want to cover it. And he was the one that tipped me off. I had a quick look into it, but I was just like, he's like, XVG is gonna like run the world in that. Like, you want to see what it's all about. I can do a deeper dive in terms of the research and actually talk about what XVJ is all about. But what I'm going to do is just bring this main point to around here, because we're catching this sort of inception sort of price action on this exchange here, and then it's catching this sort of price action here where it sort of peaked in April of 21. So that to me would be a realistic sort of fib sort of plot. And then that would take us up to around, I'd say about 92x. So you're talking about 92x. The fibs are very, very accurate. So in most altcoins in this upcoming super cycle, I'll probably be looking at taking some sort of profit. I do expect, like I said, my main holdings are mainly in XRP and XDC. So I've obviously got the targets over on the XRP plan, XDC plan, so I know exactly what I'm doing. With these other coins, I'm not so sure. So because I've not spent as much time in front of the charts looking at other cryptos, I'll probably be just going off fibs unless I do, hold a significant portion of that particular crypto. Obviously, I'll do more research, and then I'll be looking at ideally plotting some higher targets on some of these other cryptos. So yeah, just a sort of rough estimate, I'll be looking about a 92x, and that'd bring us out to about, where's that bringing us? Is that 33 cent? So 33 cent would be my sort of target in this bull market for XVG. Like I said, not to say that can't go higher. So let's just take a look at some of the main coins now. I'm going to take a look at Gala as well, because we are heavily invested in Gala. Like I say, we are looking to run that up. Gala, where are you? Here we go. Still hovering around that sort of 2 cent region. Now, I do have a strong belief that Gala is going to run up massively before the end of the year. Hopefully, Gala can be one of these crypto coins that actually managed to get back up to the sort of 21 cycle highs. So this is what this chart is stipulating here. You can see this yellow horizontal line currently marking out approximately around the all-time high there. All-time high was 83. Yellow line's 80 cents. So give or take a few cents, doesn't really matter. But ultimately, from the 5th of November, when the US election is, literally in 3 days, 9 hours, 52 minutes now. We do expect some sort of price action. I do expect Donald Trump to win the US election. Obviously, the probability of him winning the elections is favourable at this moment in time. I think he's up over 60%. So very similar to the Bitcoin dominance, around 60% market share of the vote. So there you go. But yeah, I do expect Gala to really get going. This may be a sort of test of sort of supply and demand. So we might see for a couple of weeks leading in from sort of US elections, we get that first impulse. So we might play out for 2 or 3 weeks before we roll into December. Then December is a massive month for Gala. This is where we'll see a lot of the gains in December for Gala. So at that point, I've obviously marked out as well. I'd covered this in the previous video where I believe 9th till the 16th with the XRP chart is the best sort of time to get into XRP. So I'll be probably looking now. I did say initially at the end of December, and then I was saying, maybe sort of 20th of December. But according to these charts, we're looking at the 16th of December. So again, we'll keep tabs on that sort of strategy that I'm going with. It isn't an official plan yet. It's not as if I've actually, created a product and done like 20, 30 pages of in-depth analysis. This is literally just a sort of yardstick at the moment. So I will be looking at loading up on XRP just depending on how Gala's shaping up, because again, Gala could still sort of outpace XRP up until the end of the year. So we'll take a look at the XRP chart in a moment. So yeah, this sort of supply zone here, this green box here, looking at around 6 to about 12 cents. It's almost like a 100% move from obviously 6 to 12 cents. So there's quite a lot of liquidity there. Like I said, that's where we'll probably play out, maybe pinball around a little bit. Again, these fractals don't have to, well, they're not going to play out identically, but it just gives you an idea of where these levels are. So I'll be looking at where it kind of stalls out here, where we've got a few candles, and then I'll be looking at where it stalls out at the highs as well. So that kind of what fractals are most useful for, if you will. Now let's go over to XRP. I imagine not a lot has changed with XRP because we only covered it yesterday, but we're currently trading around 52 cents. Still looking really good. Again, we do have that sort of FUD fear of the Iranian retaliation before the US elections, guys. So what I did miss out yesterday, by the way, this is just me having to play around with this sort of this sort of increase in price action. The reason being is because these algorithms, this isn't just XRP, this is across the board. So what I've noticed in a lot of the time when I'm trading over on Forex, because I don't really trade cryptocurrencies, because the way I trade, I don't use any TA at all when I'm actually trading Forex, because I literally just use highs and lows. And then there's some other elements, because in my view, there's only two methods of actually trading in the market. So you got like discretionary traders and you got mechanical traders. So depending on how wide the range is where I'd basically set my stop and my limit. I could basically apply the sort of logic to crypto, but in my opinion, the Forex markets are more rigged, if you will. So I do believe that's kind of why I just stick to trading over on Forex. Say, for example, like the Euro USD, which is the most popular sort of currency pair to trade. Now, getting back to crypto, all I've done is measured from the sort of base of the launch pad here. So this was obviously back in 2017, and then we rallied all the way up here. We did go a little bit higher with that wick. So there we have it. And again, we marked out here. So if anyone's ever watched the TED Talk by Jim Simmons, for those of you that don't know Jim Simmons is the most successful trader the world has ever known. He's the most successful, most consistent trader. And he was one of the professors at Harvard University. So he taught a high skilled sort of maths. He taught mathematical equations, etc. He's obsessed with algebra and stuff. So he talks about the number E. Now that is the second rational number. There's a number E, and then you've also got pi as well. And pi is all to do with Fibonacci levels, which is why Fibonacci targets are very, very accurate. Okay, so what he basically does is it looks at the cycle. So really, you get an impulse correction. It's almost like an ABC correction. So there's always three parts to the jigsaw. So this, in my view, was part one this cycle. So this is the first piece of the jigsaw. Then you get this second piece of the jigsaw. And then you get this third piece of the jigsaw. So it all equates to one. So this move is equal to this move here, ultimately, but it's been played out over two cycles. Okay. So this particular target is going to run us up, depending on where the price is at the tip of the apex. We could have it around there, say, for example. That particular move would take you up to about $24, guys. Okay. So $24 would be a sort of realistic price target based on this sort of methodology. However, obviously, I've got the crypto plans, and I do believe XRP and also XDC can perform even better as well. And depending on where we get to in the cycle, it'll give you exact specific dates. XRP plan gives you the exact date. We're not talking like weeks, months, roughly. We give you an exact date in that plan, so that will obviously avoid mitigating any. It will mitigate any sort of losses in your portfolio, because if you are investing 10, 20, 30,000 more, then what is $100? Nothing. Let's just get back to the charts. So there we have it, guys. We're looking a bit, like I said, based on our methodology, about 24, 25 dollars there, maybe a little bit higher. So there we have it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. So yeah, I won't be filming next week because I'm in Portugal. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been the Block Bull. Until next time, take it easy, guys. Block Bull over and out.